Hello and welcome back to Black Bear Forge. Today I thought we could take some time and answer some of the most frequently asked questions. Most of these questions are not specific to any one video or any one topic. Lots of people have the same questions, and even though I have answered most of these before and tried to send the answers when people ask the questions, I thought I would just address them so that everybody currently watching gets the answer. Everybody that subscribes next week probably won't see this video and then they'll miss it, and then I'll do this same video again next year. Or something like that. Question number one, people say, do you ever sleep? Well, yes, of course I sleep. Typically, I will edit a video in the evening after dinner. Then I will upload it right before going to bed. Because of our pitiful rural internet connection, uploads can sometimes take 2 or 3 hours depending on the length of the video, sometimes even longer than that. So I don't stay up, I don't watch it, I don't worry about it. I hit upload, I go to bed. Then I'm frequently up around 6 o'clock so I can check the video, make sure it really finished uploading. It's really the pits when it doesn't. But if the video's through uploading, it's then living on YouTube. So I can do my final edits, which are titles, tags, descriptions, thumbnails, add the links, all that kind of stuff in the morning. And then I try to get them published by 7:30. So generally I've got 7 or 8 hours in between there. And yes, I do actually get to sleep. Another one of my most asked questions is about my favorite hot mill gloves, the one I'm wearing in most of the videos. They are a Kevlar hot mill glove made by Carolina Gloves, and I typically buy these from Amy Pay at Pay Tool in Arizona. Amy is a longtime supporter of the Rocky Mountain Smiths and frequently attends our conference, so whenever possible I try to buy supplies from Amy if she has what I want. And she almost always has these hot mill gloves in stock. And there's a link to Pay Tool down in the description. It's there all the time. Anytime you're looking for blacksmithing suppliers, there are several suppliers down there in the description. But I will link specifically in the video description for this video the page that has the hot mill gloves. Likewise, my favorite wire brush also comes from Pay Tool, this long bristled block brush. And I will link to it down in the video description as well. But if you just go to Pay Tool's site, paytool.com, you can find all of these things and a lot of other stuff. Now, some of the other blacksmithing suppliers probably have these things. I just typically buy them from Pay Tool, but there's nothing wrong with buying from any of the suppliers. And I recognize that they may be slightly more expensive if you buy them from Pay Tool, Centaur Forge, Blacksmith's Depot, any of those kind of places. My preference is to support these small businesses. Just because you can buy this or these gloves on Amazon, which maybe you can, maybe you can't, I figure Amazon doesn't need my business, but Pay Tool, Centaur Forge, Blacksmith's Depot, Blacksmith Supply, all of those kind of places do need our business. If we want them to continue to support us as blacksmiths, we need to support them by buying our supplies through them, even if it costs us an extra $1 for a wire brush. Another commonly asked question is, do I shut my forge off between heats? And the answer to that question is yes when we're filming videos, because it is so much easier to talk without the forge running. And I think the instructions are more easily understood if I go ahead and turn this off. I don't think that's the best plan in general. When I'm working in here by myself and I'm not doing a video, I let it run between heats so that it's up to heat. I have better recovery times. It's just faster and more efficient. If I'm going to go to some other part of the shop for a half an hour and cut materials or grind or go to the drill press, I do shut it off for that because there's no reason to leave it run. But for the 1 or 2 minutes that I'm at the anvil or the power hammer working on something hot, generally I let it run. It is just for the sake of the videos and to be more clearly understood during the videos that I go ahead and turn that off while we're filming. Or video recording, it's not actually film. Something else people ask about all the time is my little gas saver or gas economizer valve. This one is made by Smith. Smith is the same manufacturer that makes good torch bodies. You can use it with any brand torch. I have a Victor torch, but the Smith valve. Other people make the valves, but this is the only one that I can actually find for sale. And it has an oxygen line and an acetylene line that go in one side, out the other. And this arm that you hang the torch on shuts the gas off. And then you have a pilot light, so you can light your torch. When you hang the torch back up, the gas will go off. And that saves you a lot of fuel. You don't have to stand there with the torch, and you don't have to fuss around trying to light it when you've got something in one hand or you're trying to get a rivet real quick, something like that. Really a great thing. Unfortunately, also quite spendy. They're about $250, so you have to really want one. I've had several questions lately about leaving the shop wide open like I do, if I'm doing that intentionally for ventilation, or am I doing it because I just haven't built the doors yet? Mostly it's because I just haven't built the doors yet. But even if I had the doors built and in place, I would leave at least one door or one window open most of the time when I'm working in the shop. If you're running a propane forge, coal forge, welding, doing anything of that sort, you need fresh air in the shop. It's better to be a little bit cold and put a coat on than it is to breathe the fumes that might be off-gassing from whatever you're working on, or to have a carbon monoxide buildup, or simply oxygen deprivation, because something like a gas forge consumes a huge amount of oxygen, and if your building is sealed up tight, that could present a problem. So I'm really a firm believer that a blacksmith shop should be kind of drafty. Now the final question isn't really one I get on the YouTube channel very much. In fact, I don't get it much anymore, but I thought I would go ahead and answer it just in case anybody's thinking, and the answer is no. Oh, what's the question? The question is, will you make me a sword? No, I don't make swords. I've never made a sword. Someday I might make a sword for myself, but I don't make them for sale, so no, I'm not going to make you a sword. That's one of the questions I get by email, and usually it's followed by, the cost is no issue. I know it might cost a few $100s. For a while, I started replying to those people that if you want me to make you a sword, you have to know I've never made one, and my minimum charge is going to be $10,000. Usually they didn't answer back. Now I pretty much just delete those emails and don't answer them because it's just not worth the trouble. But anyways, it has very little to do with the folks out there watching on YouTube, because you're not the ones hoping I'll make you a sword, although some of you have suggested that maybe I do one as a video. And if I ever make one for myself, we will probably see it as a video, but don't hold your breath. Anyways, I hope this answered some of your questions. If it did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. Feel free to stick around, watch a few of the other videos. But then get out to your shop, make something, but stay safe, wear your safety glasses. We'll see you for the next one.